Narcissism being supported and normalized in the offender's family. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Why your partner disrespects you and how you have the power to influence a different lifestyle, a different adventure for your marriage. Will this work for me? Stop sending miles of text messages. Your wife withholding sex from you. Truth, integrity, moving fast, and sound decisions. Narcissism being supported and normalized in the offender's family. Guys, this comes from a comment. Welcome to the Morrow Marriage podcast. Fan mail, I think, actually, and or a DM. I don't know. I don't remember. There's so much now, guys. But I don't entirely understand what you're saying, but what I believe you're saying is this, and I believe you are right, okay? So we have the narcissist. I'm going to call it the abuser, okay? Because we're not going to just assume you know what you're talking about, but you have someone hurting you, okay? And the behaviors are being normalized, as in being done from the family where he comes from, okay? And or blown off, justified. I've heard that over the years as well. Listen, this is exactly what happened in my life, okay? Now, it doesn't mean that they're agreeing with the behavior, because probably they're denying the behavior. So it's not normalized, okay? If I think about one of our clients who won Momentum last year, right? His family would not allow the wife to say anything bad about their son, okay? That would be in what you're calling normalizing. No, that's not true. What he's doing is this, kind of making it okay and acceptable, because they're in fucking denial, okay? So I think probably you need to recognize this. That's because they have a lot of the same behaviors, and they'd have to admit that themselves. For example, I believe, and this is just my opinion, but narcissism is trained. I was trained to be a narcissist by my narcissistic father. I was supported in narcissism by my narcissistic twin brother. Okay. And I believe I even picked up a lot of those characteristics having to be, or behaviors having to be in support of myself, to feel something and fight for myself, because even my mom was selfish. Okay. And my whole family inherently was quite selfish. And, so of course, that's normalized to them. Every time that I would talk about what I would do, they'd say, no, but she, right? And then not necessarily not with Kathryn, sorry. But because we cut them off really early on in our marriage. But exes, right? Normalized, but she did this wrong. You're good. You know what I'm saying?
Normalizing it. You know what I thought when you read the comment is normalizing it because, well, he's like that because his dad is like that. Their whole family is like that. So you can't expect him to be different. This is what they've been, bred to do, trained to do. So my thought was, no, what you're saying, I think I understand. You're saying, no, it's not a problem. That's not what it is. Don't call it narcissism. Don't call it abuse. Mm-hmm. And they're in denial. Mm-hmm. Or it could be, well, yeah, of course he's like that. They're all like that. Mm-hmm. It's not narcissism. It's just the way that they are. Mm-hmm. That's what I thought of.
Yeah, I think it's a really, really powerful perspective too. Like, at the end of the day, here's the thing. This is going to tie back to what we always say. You can think whatever you want. Go back to the last episode. What are you breathing life into? The family is probably not somebody you want in your life. That's it. We have a client right now, him and his wife, where, he doesn't even really like his mom, but yet because of the way that she's close with her family or whatever, he wants to see his mom. But we've already had this discussion like months ago. You don't even enjoy the time with this person. That's probably because of some of the behaviors that happen with this person. So if you start defending your parents, your family, whatever, protecting yourself, it's all one big normalized bullshit when you're realizing you're focusing on the wrong issue. Are these people coming between the unity that you have? Right? If now probably this person that commented, they're probably so far down the abuse. Because they're calling it narcissism. So there's a level of abuse there, whether her husband's a narcissist or not. Okay, but also, are you abusive? Are you reactively abusive? Is what I'm saying. Like, are you pushing buttons? Are you doing all these things? Would your family normalize that for you too? Is it normal for you because your family did treat you in a lot of these ways? I spend a lot of time telling people not to repeat their parents' cycles. But a lot of this stuff is good. You just have to understand it. It's not good if it's bad. What I mean, you can learn from it. You can make choices. You can decide. And a lot of those choices would be remove them, cut them, right? But your unity might be in trouble if you're not connected. How are you going to come between that unity between them, right? Family is an obligation for most people. That's what I believe this other client we were talking about. I believe he wants to see his mom because obligation. Obligation is not a reason to stay contacted. Our entire family, Kathryn, my entire family, is of people that we have found in our life and brought into our life and invited into our life. And you know what it is? Fucking peaceful. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we don't have any relationships out of obligation.
No,
I don't think there's one single one.
No, there's none, zero. And if something turns to feel like obligation, we address that, right? The behaviors that are quote unquote normal, there is no such thing. What you have to decide is what's acceptable for you and what's acceptable for what you tolerate. So this woman, for example, when you're listening, I want you to think about Kathryn's side of the story, okay? As you know, Kathryn took 100% responsibility for her 10% of what we would call the toxicity, okay, or the reactive abuse, okay. Mine was the active abuse, but she took her responsibility, and then she did not tolerate certain behaviors anymore. But she didn't tolerate it. She didn't stop tolerating it in a way where you would come at me and say, "Don't fucking speak to me that way" or something. No, she loved on me, meaning she would try to connect with me first. Hey, baby, same team, same jersey. Hey, baby, I fucking love you, right? And then she could get to me. She could reach me, okay? Because in a fit of rage, nobody fucking hears. It's the lizard brain Kathryn talks about. Nobody's listening. But if she flips me to a laughter in a moment, I didn't want to accept this sometimes, right? She'd try to touch me and I'd say, don't, I'm not your fucking jungle gym, And
He was, though.
But if she's like, but I want to climb all over you, you can't help but laugh, And it might not work every time, you guys, okay? But that's the normal behavior that she wanted. It didn't matter where it's normalized by, who it's normalized by. There's no fucking such thing. You either want to do what you want to do for you, right? You don't expect this to change overnight, right? Because prior, she would have done something to me like this. Don't fucking speak to me like that. You're the fucking crazy one. How's that going to work?
And it doesn't. You can't inspire change by implementing boundaries and consequences without connection. You inspire change by creating structure in the direction you want to go, using the personality characteristics and traits and skills that you want to see and use. That's
correct. Yeah. So if you think about it, always going back to who do I want to be? Right? The structure that she's talking about in this moment is in that moment, she's trying to manage it, the rage that I would have, right? And so she's trying to get us connected so we can move out of it. The structure would ultimately be to have no rage and all joy. Okay? You can have an emergency, you can have some downtimes, you can have some whatever, but you're still always connected and you work your way through that. Okay?
Because if you meet his rage with rage, then how are you providing any structure for the direction you want to go if the direction you want is joy? One of you needs to stay planted. One of you needs to provide the structure and show the emotion that you want to have. It makes no sense to meet rage with rage. I mean, we've all done it. I've done it. We talk about his abuse, my reactive abuse. So obviously, this is why we're talking about it, so that you can do things differently. But if you meet rage with rage, now you're stuck in rage. If you meet rage with compassion, then you're way closer to pulling that person out of the rage and into the joy.
And then you can't give up so fast. It didn't get this way overnight.
I worked fucking hard, you guys.
Yeah.
It looks easy now, and we can talk about the poop story from a few episodes ago, and we can laugh, and we can talk about how great that is. And we don't talk about all the stories from the past. But I worked so incredibly hard. And I'm so honored that so many of you want to follow in my footsteps and want to know how I did it and trust me to lead you in that direction, because it was not easy. It's not going to be easy for all of you. The steps are easy.
It's better now. I mean, we have tools that we didn't have. You have tools that we didn't have,
Yeah, so I can get you there in an expedited way, not the way I did it. But we worked hard at getting through all of this.
100%. Yeah. And that's what happens. A lot of you start to stand in your own strength. We're seeing this a lot right now because our systems are really fine-tuned. Really fine-tuned. And we keep improving them. We actually have, of our safe reaction, my safe reaction and stat response. Kathryn has now modified that to an unsafe reaction because those are bad. Okay. And then the response is good, right? She's calling it a static response, and it's really good. And so things get easier for you. Okay. But then what's happening, because we're getting so good at this, and we have so many other people joining with us and working with us with their ideas and the things that they're good at and the things that they feel and that they can push on to help you guys to move forward faster. We're bringing this all together, and it's just, we're moving at such an exponential rate. And then some of you guys get so entitled. It should be just happening now. I'm doing this right now, instead of realizing that's probably not going to happen if you're already this toxic. If you're roommates, you're getting along, you're not really enemies, that's going to be easier. Think about it. If you're separated and divorced or there's affairs, that's going to be harder. Think about it. But it's all possible. But some of you guys, you get down this rabbit hole with what you expect because of what's normal, and you stand in your own strength, and then you cave. And you go back to meeting rage with rage. Or here's one for you, blame. You're meeting their blame with your blame. How is that going to be the person that gets the life that they want? There's absolutely zero possibility of that, right? And we're seeing this all the time. People are doing so well, they're so great, and then all of a sudden they're in a low. What happened? What's different? Well, my partner, blah, blah. Don't meet their low with a low. Because that all of the times that you meet their emotion, the negative one, and you stop being the person that you want to be, the new man or woman, every single time you lose. They take over. They led you. And if you're the one listening, you're supposed to be the fucking leader. Because obviously they're not listening. And if you're both listening, then you both need to grow up. We're getting a lot of that too. Couples, we'll get on the phone with one couple in the middle of the night, 1:30 or something, crisis. Wasn't even that bad. But to them, crisis. Everybody's story is the worst because it's theirs. And then we were both like, you got to get your heads out of your ass. You guys are this close to perfection. And then it just goes up from there. You know what I mean? But you're letting little things get to you. That's so stupid to us. It just drives us mental, actually. You can do better. You can do so much better. So let's go back and tie this to the beginning. If you have people that are normalizing what you would call bad behaviors because of who you are, check yourself. Are you the one normalizing it? Have you normalized it for so long? Because that's what happens if you allow bad behaviors.
Yeah, if you're enabling it, then you are also normalizing it because you're allowing it to happen in your relationship. So you can't blame it on all the other people that are justifying it if you're enabling it.
100%. And if it's bad and it's gotten progressively worse, which is typically what has happened with everybody, you didn't just stay with somebody who was treating you this way in the beginning, okay? So that means that you did enable it. Accept it. Now, if you can enable the negative, you can now enable and push and enforce and influence the positive. But careful how fast you try to push and enforce. Influence and lead is going to go a lot further, okay? And then if you have to, remove the obstacles, like that family. But again, you'll have to be connected for that. So you better start influencing that damn positive side of the new man or woman that you want to be first. Okay? And if you need help with all of this, let us know. We are internationally dominating the space. I mean, we're doing 20,000 downloads a week on this podcast, guys. Thank you very much. I'm so glad you're getting value. Please like and share your favorite episodes. Help us reach the people. You've been fortunate enough to find us. And if you're ready for more, go to our app. Get more. Go.morrowmarriage.com. That's the link to get to the app. You could create an account. There are free tools, resources. I did a free live training yesterday for everybody. There's so much on there for you to move yourself forward. So don't just take the podcast. Go get your fucking life. See you next time.
Bye.